It's incredible how one can decide to compromise his health to end up spending colossal sums of money in economic costs related to medical. He ends up staggering and falling. He's an environmental issue. He's a health hazard to himself and a safety issue to himself, then those around him. It is really incredible. And this comes because one is misusing alcohol and one is misusing substances. You end up being a social misfit. Nobody wants to associate with you. At community level, you are rejected, and it becomes a country issue, and you contribute to the statistics globally. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, our video today is about unbelievable shifts in those persons who misuse alcohol and substances. You most welcome. Remember to like, to subscribe, and share to my channel. It's unbelievable shifts. That's what we're going to discuss. Alcohol and substance misuse disrupts, and it has effects. These effects are many. We are going to learn about them today. We have medical effects, we have social effects, economic effects to your pocket, we have technical effects. There'll be legal issues because one brushes the wrong side of law, and we shall have political issues. So I'll take you through these effects one by one. We shall start off with the medical effects. Medical effects lead to chronic diseases. Chronic diseases related to misuse of alcohol and substances include high blood pressure. Your heart is not beating the same way. The pressure of your heart is not the same. The pulse is not the same. You get heart diseases. You may suffer stroke. You've heard of people with stroke. That is sometimes brought by misuse of alcohol and substances. Then you get liver diseases. Remember, you are getting liver diseases simply because of the misuse of alcohol and substances. The tissues are worn out and the body deteriorates. The little calories you got from the substance you are abusing, you had poor appetite, it affected the liver. The digestive system gets a problem. Cancer of the breast may come in. Remember, alcohol and substance is abused by either gender, and age is not left out. You may get cancer of the mouth, cancer of the throat, esophagus, voice box, colon, and rectum. When one is abusing alcohol and substances, the immunity gets compromised. So all diseases can check in because you are susceptible to various infections. If you're an expectant mother, the unborn child will have low weight. The unborn child may be born with disabilities, that is defects. If you are lactating, you the mother, we are saying your milk will reduce. And as though that's not enough, the reduced milk, because you are giving the infant will get some harm because some substances you are abusing, some of the alcohol you are abusing in minute amounts goes into the milk the child is breastfeeding. So the child gets to be harmed. Then we get mental retardation. Mental retardation is two-way, to the infant, to the adult. The adult, remember, you are in depression as a side effect of alcohol substance misuse. The child, because of taking in minute quantities in form of the milk they are taking. And also children, the youth, when you abuse alcohol and substances, it can lead to mental retardation. So it's not only for the retired, it's not only for those in active employment, it's all around. Remember that you can die. When alcohol and substance is the norm, you value it so much, then it works on your body. You do not go for medical checkup, or you go for them too late. Your liver is already gone, your lungs are already compromised, the colon is an issue, the rectum is an issue, esophagus is an issue, you end up dying. When you die, you add to the statistics of the world, of the country, of your community and your household. Substances and alcohol misuse has related complications. We may not be able to mention all today, but this video gives you a glimpse of what they are, and you can read for others. Besides medical effects, we also have social effects. One neglects the family. You are dysfunctional. You don't remember you are the father. You do not remember you are supposed to be the breadwinner for the family. You are supposed to be the husband in that family. You become dysfunctional. The children's wellness is not known. Their general upbringing is an issue. So the child also gets affected socially because the child does not grow up in a family where there is love, there is harmony. It's loneliness and disharmony. It affects the child. There's a gap even in their families. A child learns the irresponsible behavior. The child will acquire it from we, the parents. Parents who are here, I'm saying the child will pick it up from us because we are abusing each other in the presence of the child. Our behavior is irresponsible because we are behaving in a certain manner in the presence of the child. The child goes without food, has a torn uniform, amongst others. That child, there is a gap. There's a gap in psychology, there's a gap physically. Grooming issues set in. We don't groom well. You don't remember to clean your body, you don't take a bath, you don't shower, and you continue living amongst others. So you lose self-esteem. How will you have self-esteem when you are passing around with all that odor? Everybody is wondering what is smelling. It is you who is smelling. It is I who is smelling. It is we who are smelling. So that is the effect of misuse of alcohol and drugs in terms of the social aspect. You lose self-control. You may abuse others in your communication. It is not normal. So that is exactly what we are talking about when you talk of the social impact of alcohol and substance abuse. Crime rates do increase. When I say crime rates, I may be talking about rape cases, cases of burglary, cases of stealing, amongst others. You may be the murderer. That is as a result of you are being intoxicated on drugs and other substances, on alcohol and other substances. Love fades away from those around you, whether it's at household level, at the workplace, love fades away. You end up being a loner. Once you are a loner, other problems come in. You start contemplating plan B. Plan B can even be suicide. So alcohol and substance misuse is detrimental. Prioritization becomes a problem. If we are abusing alcohol and substances, our priority is to have it first in our plan. In our budget, we think of alcohol and substance as opposed to essential necessities such as basic food, school uniform, and clothing for the family. You don't remember it is Christmas time or a holiday period. It is always alcohol and substances. At the workplace, disciplinary issues will increase. Once disciplinary issues increase, then also outside your workplace, you are not on the good side of law. You end up breaking law. It's again another issue. Low productivity will set in all around, in your house and outside. You end up dying. Once there's death, it can be you, it can be I, so it is we ourselves. When we die, then our children, the mother may be already dead, or they remain with one parent. So if both of you die, those children are orphans. Orphans without safety nets. How are they going to cope? You did not plan for their school fees. You did not plan to keep for them some money for education in an insurance setup. Now you've succumbed because of misuse of alcohol and misuse of substances, or both of them. Is that what we really want? Let us see. You had the talent, you are the artist, you are the doctor, you are the pilot, the teacher. You have gone. That experience has gone with you. You did not have time to coach another person at the workplace, or even pass it over to that other person in the community as a mentor. You spend most of your time on alcohol and in a detoxicated manner. You did not pass over the talent at all. So, the society bears the brand, bears the burden of losing one of their own, very well educated, but became a social misfit due to his behavior that came from abuse of alcohol and substances. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have economic costs. Economic costs have a lot of implications. The budget for health goes up. There's low productivity. If you are employed, whether you are a manager, a technician, in that production line you matter. That's why there is a job description. Now you end up drinking yourself silly. We end up drinking ourselves silly. What ends up next? We cannot perform at the workplace. There's low productivity. As a result of low productivity, the employer loses because he was expecting to sell so much. The sales were not enough as per what the customer wanted, and would not finish those sales in good time. As a result, we end up losing the customers. We are inefficient, we are ineffective. We take so much time, and when you give out the produce, the products are defective. Are we going to get the customers? Ladies and gentlemen, we also have lateness in a person who is abusing alcohol and substances. They are perpetually absent, or they report on duty late. Once you report late, it simply means your work hours are being handled by another person. So the team cannot be a team again. Job satisfaction at the workplace is interfered with. So you end up being a subtraction always in the production line. You are not adding value. So the place of work actually has you on board, but as a burden. They also get workplace accidents coming from you. Remember, I said you become a health hazard to yourself and to those around you. You are a safety issue to yourself and to those around you. So when you are prone to accidents, you fall, others pick you. You vomit, others are the ones going to, before the floor is cleaned, they might step in the vomit, slide and fall. You become a problem to those next to you. Remember, retraining. The employer has to retrain that person who has been abusing alcohol and substances. Retraining is not cheap. They have identified you have that performance gap. They've got to cancel you and cancel others. They've got to change the curriculum and put in something on alcohol and substance abuse for your sake. When you are doing the retraining, refresher courses, they have to cover that so that they help you slowly withdraw. So you have added the employer some costs in training through retraining. Then there's increase in insurance. Insurance both to you, the employee, and to the equipment and software. What do I mean by that? The equipment, you may miss out on switching on the right button. So that wrong button that you switch on is what is going to make us get electrical shocks, get the alarm going on because you put on the wrong button. It will help us get the wrong produce because the production line is already interfered with. So those are the accidents that are going to be at the workplace, and the insurance costs will escalate because the machines have got to be changed. The software entrusted to you has got to be, again, the specialist has got to come and work on it. So those are some of the effects of abusing alcohol and substances. You also have to lose customers at the same time. When you lose customers, what are we saying? We are saying the product was defective. It did not reach the customer on time. And it's because of your lateness. It's because of my lateness. So as a result, we have not been able to balance. We are not a team. Nobody does your work. We have just employed to capacity. But because you are abusing and misusing alcohol and substances, it ends up being an issue. Then there is death of personnel. So the employer ends up assisting. The employer ends up assisting those who cannot be able to perform. How else does the employer tackle the issue? He has to terminate you. When you are terminated, you go to oblivion. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot keep an employee who cannot perform. So the employee ends up not being of value, and at the end of the day, you've retrained. What else do? You terminate and move on. You recruit. Back home, I've already tackled the social issues. Then we have the technical issues. Technical issues here, we are looking at the accidents, the machines, accident to the employee at the workplace, the machine the employee is handling. When we have those machines interfered with, they become a problem. Then there's insecurity to the software and tangible items. Some items may get affected. You've been entrusted with the passwords. You put in the wrong passwords until recovery is an issue. You are a problem. Safety issues also do suffice. You may stagger and fall. It becomes a technical issue. Decisions made by you when you are intoxicated may be wanting, and they affect the production line. They affect the household level. They affect the academic institution. If you are here as a youth and you are still in college and you are abusing substances and drugs, it's for all of us. This information is for all of us. You may be affected, your relative, your friend. We have environmental issues also. Remember, a bad smell from the dependent person interferes. Then career progression. Your vacancy is already filled. The job you are doing, you are already part of the system. But you are forever absent. You interfere with others who would progress upwards, career-wise, because you are still in employment. You are a health hazard to yourself because you cannot contain your substance or alcohol. It has overtaken you. So you are a health hazard to yourself at the workplace. You are a safety issue to yourself at the workplace and at the household level. That is what is affecting most of us. And we end up being a nuisance in the work environment, a nuisance at the household level. So we do not add up. We are not of value at all. We become dysfunctional. Remember, you, the employee who may be abusing, we are on pay. And the pay structure sometimes says this department, because we met expectations and even exceeded expectations, there's some bonus. You end up also getting the bonus, yet others did your work when you were late. Others did your work when you were absent. Really, ethics demand that you behave. So, when we withdraw from alcohol, when we try to withdraw from substances, let's keep in mind the effect on the environment in terms of those around us. You become a danger to the customer, the workplace, and the employer. You are a danger to the customer because you give defective goods. You are a danger to the employer because you do not perform. You don't add value. You are not a team player. It's an effect of alcohol and substance abuse. Whether it's at household level, community, workplace, in the institution of higher learning. If you do not do homework, you are given group work, you did not participate. You wait for your name to be inserted on that document that's going to the lecturer. Honestly, you are not part of the team. You are getting marks that you did not earn. So that's what we are saying. And the same can be related to the workplace, it can be related to the household. You are just there. You do not really actively contribute. Then there is improper communication. Ladies and gentlemen, what we are saying here is Our communication, you are shouting. You do not know the difference between a senior and a junior. You also forget the reporting lines. You delegate in anyhow manner. You end up being an environmental problem at your workplace, within your household, and within the family, the community at large. Also, what affects another shift we have when we are abusing alcohol and substances is in terms of legal. You are always at the wrong side of law. You are arrested today. You get out of custody tomorrow. You get out of short-term jail the next time again, you revert back. For as long as you are still misusing alcohol and substances, they disrupt. And these are the unbelievable shifts we are talking about. Instead of coming back home to concentrate, you are in jail. Today again, you are a discipline issue. And it may be a discipline issue at the school. It may be a disciplinary issue at the workplace. It may be being found on the wrong side of law in the country. You may end up, you yourself and I here, we may end up closing the bus just too early. Legal issues may occur because of drunkenness, and we end up having the bar closed. We end up having the rules and regulations amended in that particular county just to sort out the menace of those abusing alcohol and substances. If it was a joint was opening as late as 11 p.m., they may now check the closure time and reduce it to a favorable time and regularize that. So that is the legal effect. And then politically, assemblies will end up, the government will end up making laws through our politicians. They'll end up amending policies, and they'll end up amending rules and regulations so that we can have checks and balances. It is us who are misusing alcohol and substances who have led to this kind of behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, that marks the end of our video. I request that if you liked it, you hit the like button, share button, and remember to subscribe. Our next video will be on still the effect of alcohol on a special case. And this special case, we shall get to learn of it in the video. Thank you.